様姉様
After getting pancaked by a truck, the next step to becoming an isekai protagonist is choosing your difficulty. It goes easy, normal, hard, and ReZero. ReZero is the highest difficulty because it's literally impossible to survive unless you're using creative mode. Trying to survive in ReZero without having Return by Death is like handing your little sister the controller and telling her to speedrun Dark Souls without dying. You know when a boomer or a woman tries to play a video game and they just start walking in a straight line because they don't know how to turn the camera? That's what it feels like to be a ReZero character. So could Rudeus Greyrat survive in ReZero? The short answer is no. But just for fun, let's find out how he would die. Could Rudeus defeat the Great Rabbit? What about Elsa, Regulus, or Betelgeuse? Assuming he takes the same route Subaru did, where exactly would Rudy's journey come to an end? I'm gonna analyze some of ReZero's most dangerous threats and figure out how far Rudeus could get if he replaced Subaru as the protagonist of ReZero. And to be fair though, Rudeus doesn't have to start as a baby. I'm gonna let him be 17 because that's how old Subaru was at the beginning of ReZero. Can this video get 17 likes? Here, while you're hitting the like button, please enjoy this screenshot of Amelia's thighs. Now you have to subscribe too. First things first, Rudeus would actually save this kid with magic successfully, unlike Subaru who completely and utterly failed. Maybe the kid's parents would reward Rudeus with some coins, allowing him to actually purchase an appa from Mr. Savepoint Guy, whereas Subaru was too broke to afford one. Anyway, Rudeus will eventually encounter the 3 alley thugs. Of course, he could easily one-shot all 3 of them with magic, but don't forget that Rudeus prefers to avoid conflict at any cost. He's very polite and diplomatic, so I actually think he would have talked his way out of this situation. However, when Felt shows up, Rudeus would probably try to grope her, resulting in his death. Felt carries a knife and has a divine protection that allows her to dash forward faster than the blink of a demon eye, so Rudeus wouldn't even have time to predict her attack. RIP to Rudeus, he had a very short life in ReZero, but at least he died doing what he loved. Just kidding, remember this is the 17-year-old Rudeus whose character has developed enough to suppress his illegal urges. He's a lot more mature now than he was in the anime, so he doesn't act like a Blizzard employee anymore. However, he still thinks like one, so there might be a problem when Emilia shows up. Of course, Rudy would be polite and treat Emilia very respectfully, but don't forget that Puck is able to read people's thoughts. Yeah, Puck would not want Rudeus around Emilia. So let's say Rudeus agrees to search for the insignia on his own, but then what happens when he bumps into that defenseless 4-year-old who reminds him of Sylphie? Elsa is the first boss of ReZero. She clearly uses the North God style and looks to be roughly king ranked, so Rudeus will have a lot of trouble, especially if he gets distracted while fighting her. Regardless, in a tense encounter like this, Rudy would definitely have his Demon Eye preemptively activated, allowing him to easily dodge most of Elsa's attacks. However, he would probably underestimate her after he thinks she's dead. Not knowing that Elsa can regenerate, Rudeus will most likely get his stomach sliced open. Although, Rudy can just heal his wounds with magic, so I guess Elsa should have gone for the head. Once Rudy learns about Elsa's ability, I don't think she'll be too much of a problem anymore. The next arc of ReZero is the Mansion Murder Mystery. With his Demon Eye activated, Rudy wouldn't get killed by Ramen Rem, and I think he'd survive the puppy's curse as well. The curse drains the target of all of their mana and gives it to the puppy because demon beasts consume mana as a food source. But Rudy's mana quantity is disgustingly enormous, and I don't think a demon beast could even handle that much mana. The puppy would certainly try to suck out as much mana as it can, but unless it stops sucking, it would just pop like a balloon surrounded by dart monkeys. Also, I think Rudeus would simp for Beatrice if he met her, but he's not quite as bold as Subaru, so he probably wouldn't walk around opening random doors for no reason, nor does he have a magical affinity that would allow him to bypass the door crossing ability. Anyway, the next bit of conflict is when Subaru gets absolutely shit on by Julius. It was an extremely embarrassing defeat for Subaru, especially because Julius teabagged him off screen. But in Mushoku Tensei terms, Julius would be at least a sword king, potentially a sword emperor, and that's in addition to his magical abilities, which must be saint class at the very least. So in a fight with Julius, I think Rudy would only last a few minutes like he did with Eris. Luckily, I have complete faith that Rudeus would avoid that conflict entirely through politeness and diplomacy. He would probably get along fine with Julius and might even even make Emilia the ruler in a future season. Learning about the world's racism towards half-elves, Rudeus would probably start mass-producing Emilia figures to improve the half-elf reputation. So far, Rudeus has been doing a lot better than Subaru, but here's where he dies. The Archbishop of Sloth, Betelgeuse Romanicanti. Des. Rudeus would obviously be blind to the unseen hand, however he might be able to avoid it because his demon eye would still show him the effects on his body and the environment. He'll understand that something is attacking him, and if he doesn't hesitate, he might be able to avoid it. But the reason Rudeus would always lose to Betelgeuse is an ability called Possession. Remember that Betelgeuse can possess people, and there's just no way Rudeus could have predicted that without experiencing it in a previous life. So that's where Rudy's journey would end, in my opinion. Betelgeuse is too unpredictable, and unless Rudy gets extremely lucky, I don't think he would kill Betelgeuse. But just for fun, let's pretend Betelgeuse got COVID and had to postpone the ordeal until further notice. If Betelgeuse is taking a day off, then Rudy's next enemy is the white whale. Its whale skin has tiny hairs that absorb magic, so Rudy's attacks wouldn't be as effective as usual. However, I don't think that really matters because Rudy has so much mana, and with the help of an army, I'm pretty sure that big fat idiot is getting crushed by a tree again. The next enemies are Greed and Gluttony. If Rudeus fought Gluttony... Wait, who's Rudeus? Just kidding, Rudeus would actually win this fight. As you know, he rarely ever gives his actual name. Rudeus typically introduces himself as Ruigerd or some chuny alias like Dark Flame Master, but the point is, Gluttony has to know his name to eat it. So Rudeus would not end up like Rem, although I don't think Rudy could kill Gluttony because they would probably be able to escape. Regulus, however, would destroy Rudeus every single time and the fight would be over before it even started. Or maybe they'd become best friends, I'm not sure. They do have a lot in common. The Great Rabbit can multiply itself indefinitely, so the only way to destroy it is to kill every single rabbit at the same time. The problem is there's about 80,000 rabbits. Google told me that rabbits can be anywhere from 8 to 20 centimeters long, so if we lowball it and call this 10 centimeters, then the total is 800,000 centimeters or 8 kilometers of rabbit. Or if you live in the superior country, it's about 5 miles. I don't think Rudeus has a spell that can insta-kill 5 miles of rabbit, so he would definitely need help from Emilia and Beatrice, but together I think they could do it even without having to use Al-Shamak, because we should probably save that for Nanahoshi. Obviously, Rudeus could save the mansion by killing all the demon beasts, taking Melee hostage, finishing off Elsa, finishing on Elsa, and saving Beatrice by using Cumulonimbus to put the fire out. I bet you Rudeus could even win a fight with Roswell. As we saw in episode 22, Rudy started teaching himself how to mimic Orsted's Disrupt Magic spell. That spell is Roswell's weakness. As you can see, Roswell sometimes uses flying magic, so all Rudy has to do is disrupt his flying magic while he's airborne, and then just sit back and watch as Roswell plummets to the ground like Elenity's cat. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comments if you've ever heard the name Hitogami. Also, which ReZero waifu do you guys think Rudeus would choose? If Rudy had the qualifications, I'm sure he could pass the trials, and I bet he would accept the contract with Echidna. I can't really blame him though, because I would accept it too, but anyway, thanks for watching guys, I'm out for now. Keep talking about anime, peace.